All right, hello and welcome everyone to another Helminth builds video. So this time we are going to be focusing on making it so that Zaku can actually do regular missions with efficiency as opposed to just looting the entire map. So this is another Helminth builds video for Zaku. The previous video about looting everything, still totally valid. That build is still around and everything. But this is if you just want to actually use Zaku in more content than open world farms and box farms and the like. For that, the changes that were made to them through the second buff patch, along with another Helminth ability, make it so that Zaku can be used pretty well on even Steel Path missions and such, where they would normally have a lot of trouble due to their extremely inconsistent survivability. So for that, we are removing the least useful ability on Zaku, which is their 1. So Zaku's 1 is, of course, Zada's Whisper, and all this does is give you extra void damage percentage, and it lasts for a while and doesn't cost much. So this doesn't help Zaku's plan at all, because with the build that we're going to be using, Grasp of Luck and Gaze are going to be the primary things that we're using to deal damage to enemies, and Zada's Whisper doesn't even buff up the damage of Grasp of Luck, so whatever. We are still, of course, going to be using the Vast on Time, because this is kind of the core of Zaku's entire kit, so we can't remove that. So Zada's Whisper's got to go in favor of Condemn. So, Harrow's 1. I've tried a few abilities in this slot. I tried Korra's Ensnare, I tried Breach Surge, I tried Radial Blind even, just to see if the speed would help instead of Breach Surge's slow outward go of it. But Condemn appears to be, to me at least, the best thing to put into this slot for survivability on Zaku. And the reason for that is actually twofold. One, this lets you spend 25 energy, or 23 energy, I guess, to get a shield gate no matter what and at any time because of our auger mods. In addition to that, if we cast it and then get hit, as the wave travels out, it'll keep refreshing our shield gate, so we're less vulnerable to getting unlucky. In addition to that, in lower level missions where enemies just really aren't nearly as much of a threat, we can cast this ability once, get to our max overshield cap, and kind of be set for the whole mission, as we'll get a very large amount of overshields that we can kind of just tank with and just sit around and do what we do with. So this kind of has large benefits at much higher level missions like in Steel Path, and the crowd control that comes with this also doesn't hurt. But it basically just gives us everything that we kind of want on Zaku. We want a bunch of shields. We want to refresh our shield gate if it ever goes down in case our dodge is being inconsistent on us, which it will be very often. And just also a way to stop enemies from shooting us in the first place. All these things are very, very beneficial. And our other abilities are mostly going to be not able to be cast. So we need something to cast on a whim for cheap for the auger mods to also be able to give us a shield gate. So it kind of just does everything that we might want in this slot, as Zaku very badly needs a defensive ability. And it's great. We use it much more effectively than Harrow does, I will say. For that, what does this end up looking like and how does it play? Because obviously, if we look at the build here, you could see there's a lot of power strength here and also a lot of range. And I will say, for anyone that wants to invest more Forma than this is only a 2-Forma build. If you've got like an Umbral Forma laying around and you really want to use it on Zaku, throw Cunning Drift into the Exilus slot. It's not going to change a whole lot, but the extra range is going to be really helpful, as their 2 is still really, really short range by default. With that, let us show what this does. I do have a like 20-minute Steel Path survival that I recorded prior to this that I am going to put at the end of this video for those of you that want to see it in like a real mission. So that is there. I will note I do die one time during that survival, but it is my own fault because I brought the wrong secondary weapon and end up knocking myself down, and everything just goes wrong for me from there. But yeah, that'll be the survival at the end of this mission. We're just going to throw the enemies up at level 180, and these guys are not actually going to be too much of a threat. Like, obviously, we're going to use our 4, use our 2, and then to get through the armored enemies, we use our 3. You're pretty much never using any other form of the 3, because there's just no real reason to. And yeah, I would suggest bringing a weapon that could take down highly armored enemies. The Sea-Doo's awesome at it. The Nucor is awesome at it. The Glaive Prime awesome at it, because sometimes you're going to need to take out like the one remaining enemy that is left over from obviously your 3. But yeah, you do plenty of damage because we have the ability to completely strip off all armor. The 2 from Zaku can actually do a good amount of damage now and can hold its own even at very high levels as they scale based on level. But yeah, that's really what we're here to do. We're here to use our 1 for survivability, our new 1 anyway. Our 2 is there for damage. It's always going to be up pretty much because we just need to be able to recast our 4. I will say this build can have some energy problems, so if you feel like you are having a huge amount of energy problems, obviously I'm using Energize, so energy problems are quite rare for me. If you are having those issues, I would say Augur Reach is probably the mod to drop here in favor of a Streamline, just to get yourself up to that 135% efficiency. Once you're there, it shouldn't really be too big of a problem, but you will notice that the lower range is going to hurt you. Though if you invest in extra Forma and put Cunning up here, you'll probably not really notice too much of a difference. And, of course, Energize is on the current event right now, which is running for like a month, so probably farm a set of that if you realistically want to use this all kind of everywhere. And same kind of goes with Arcane Avenger. Arcane Avenger is really nice on this build for just doing more damage with your weapons, especially if you're planning to bring it to high level stuff, so that extra crit can really help out. But yeah, that's Zaku with Condemn. It just works out pretty well. You are just able to survive, which was one of the main problems I was having with Zaku. Just keeping them alive in a situation where you get even a little unlucky, you just take 2 bullets and die. Condemn really patches that up in a very major way that I'm quite happy with. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the survival that is kind of coming up next at the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoy that, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.
Scans show Grenier are harvesting Kuba. Set off the alarms to draw them out, then steal their Kuba catalysts. Predictable. As expected, Grenier have shut down the environmental systems, sending modified life support capsules. Use these to sustain or attach Kuba catalysts to begin harvesting. Get ready for a capsule. Delivered a life support capsule to the area. Active will buy you more time. underway. Additional life support has arrived. Just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work. Extraction is available if you need it. found. They could not do this without you. Another life support capsule. Found a Kuba catalyst attached to a life support capsule to begin harvesting Kuba.
ends.